it's still spinning again. You are live. There we go. We're live again, folks. Happy Monday to everybody. And welcome to My Fight or War. I'm your host, Manny Vitale. And also give a shout out to the family over at Manny Vitale's Wolfpack. And thank you guys so much because I've been noticing we've been getting a lot of feedback coming up. So I appreciate you guys getting the word out about the Wolfpack podcast and the Wolfpack page as far as getting some feedback on that, getting some good comments and all that. Now we just need to get your guys' messages on what you want to talk about. If you don't start putting some down, I'm just going to keep coming back and yapping away all by myself. You know I'll do it. So anyways, like earlier, I hope you guys had a good weekend. And as earlier, it really doesn't matter what the hell I put down in description before a show starts. It doesn't matter, like as you guys all saw, that those of you who saw earlier, I had the title, it was updates on shows. And then it was just upcoming events and all that stuff. That was the plan. Quote, was the plan until I decided to hit go live. Something happened from here to pushing that. What did I push? Shit. Okay, it's still there. Dude, push that button. It said go live where everything changed. So that's not even a second. And it turned into, it actually turned into a pretty good show because a lot of shit that's been on my mind came out and a lot hasn't. And that will in time, but baby steps, Manny, baby steps. And it was nice because sometimes I don't ever want to take 1 second of my fight or war for granted. I don't ever for 1 second want to take any of the amazing family members and the support that comes from you guys for granted. And I never will, ever. I promise you that. But, sometimes I'll catch myself, I'd be lying if I didn't listen. They're saying I don't listen to, people, their comments. I mean, it's really easy to listen, to the positive feedback and all that stuff. I mean, of course it is. What do you want to hear? Hey, you're doing a great job and we love you. Or, you're just an ass and you're just doing this for attention. You don't give a shit about anybody. Or actually, you know what? I really don't mind either one of them because, you want to spark something up. Okay, let's go. Because that's right. As OG just said, it's controversy. And in my past, that would have been dealt with a lot of harsh words and a couple punches. And, it would have been hooking and it would have been a very shitty night. Or in cases, it would have been a fun night because that was normal for me in the past. Not anymore. But I've learned to appreciate, all the comments. And I've said that from day one when I started my fight or war. Please, please, please give me feedback. And I wasn't joking around about it just to have people message me. It was because I was clueless, man. If I'm doing something and it's really not cool, or I should be doing less of this, more of that, tell me. All right, because like I said, new guy in the block here, so got to crawl before you walk. And I wasn't even crawling; I was scooting, and still had skid marks going on in the little thing. Just the old producer director OG. Oh yeah, I could put those on there now. She's off camera right now, just going skid marks.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you got to poop your pants before you learn how to poop in the toilet. You heard it here first, folks. No. Okay, well, we can go back to how many hookups. What's the longest hookups people have had? Oh, that's right. Yeah, thank you. That's why she's here. You guys are probably wondering why you're seeing me and just me. Well, as you know, I've put out the promos for all the shows that we're doing, whether it's from My Fight or War, whether it's for Manny Vitale, Wolfpack, whether it's for whatever. I always put promos out there and I try to do it at least a week ahead of time, just to let people know what's going on. And with all of our crazy ass schedules, things happen, man. And as you know, the last couple shows, we've had to reschedule some of the guests, and shit happens, man. And sometimes it's because schedules just don't mesh or something comes up. We all we have jobs, we have families, stuff happens. It's okay. We just reschedule it. So sometimes it's because of that. Other times it's because of IT shit. And if I can't fix it, the master of IT here. That happened with me when I had Donna from Hard Knocks. Everything was perfect, man. We were sitting there bullshitting before in the green room. I heard someone else say that. So I just figured I'd say it. Um, we were talking, just reminiscing about some of the shows I was on with them, or show I was on with them, and just good times, man. It was nice just reconnecting before the show actually started. So I bring her into the studio, go to hit live, nothing. What the hell? And I'm like, I swear. And when I was on their show, well, you know what? I should probably get to the Brandon thing. The bottom line behind this, that chuckling and laughing is OG off camera. She's supposed to be, keeping things in order and try to be not, oh my God. And there's cousin Tony. All right, here we go again. Let's try this again. Brandon Chatagnier, husband of Nicole, was scheduled to be our guest. We have been going back and forth on scheduling some shows, and because of different schedules and issues, we had to reschedule. And then I decided that I enjoyed hospital food so much that last week I decided, or 2 weeks ago, I decided to have another back surgery. And it just so happened to be when I was supposed to go on with Brandon, so I had to reschedule that. I was actually trying to figure out how to do it from the hospital, between my pain meds and oh yeah, oh no, hemorrhaging from bleeding. I was still trying to figure out, this would be a cool ass show. Okay, we are mobile cam. I'm going down the hallway on the way to surgery. But first, so Brandon, how do you feel? Just that would have been a cool show. Eventually, I will tell you guys while he's not here. It'll be an hour later, but at least I'll have your attention. We were rescheduled for today, and we just haven't been able to connect because of whatever issues have. Just want to check something real quick here. Okay. Yeah. So the bottom line is we are just still working out some of the scheduling. We were hoping it would have been taken care of even up to the last minute here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it. So we are going to reschedule Brandon to come back on. And not only that, but you guys all saw Nicole and her story and how incredible that was. And it's not just her story and what she was doing, what she did to help out herself to recover. But not only that, man, but what she's doing now to help so many others. But that's not it. Then we started talking about Brandon, her husband, and his story, and the road that he was on, and it was a train wreck of addiction as well. Not the same as Nicole's, which again makes it that much more interesting because we're getting a different perspective. And not only his recovery, which was incredible in itself as well, but then jumping in and not just dealing with that and then, hey, I got mine, get your own, folks. No, man, helping other people. So then what happens? These two meet, get married, and turn into this freaking power couple that are helping so many people. So we did Nicole's show first. And after talking with them for a while and then talking to Brandon about his stuff, because at first it was almost like they kind of were almost going down the road where we'll just do one show. They'll both be on and we'll discuss it all. I'm like, yeah, that's great, but it'd be like a 4-hour show. And I'm not kidding either, because of all that she has done, all that he has done, and all that they have done. I'm like, no, man. I go, everyone needs to hear your individual stories. Then they need to hear what you guys are accomplished together, and the help that you're giving so many others. I go, I don't want to shortchange that at all. So we are going to reschedule. We're going to get Brandon back and get his story. After that, we are going to get Nicole on with Brandon and talk about their foundation and all the people that they're helping doing that as well. So, in other words, for the last 10 minutes, Brandon's not going to be here tonight. I could have said that 10 minutes ago, but that's 10 minutes of viewership that I just, you guys just watched. So there's a method to my madness. How you doing, Carol? Cousin Tony? But I always, one thing that's real important for me and to me, and one thing I will always do is if you see my name down on something, and especially if I'm promoting something, you're going to see me. I'm going to, unless I'm dead or in the hospital having back surgery, I'm going to do everything within my power, and I will be there because, last thing I want is to be associated with, see my name at this time, and then all of a sudden hear, oh man, he's going to be, oh yeah, we'll see if he shows up or something like that, just in a negative way. This means way too much to me to ever do that. And for me to come out here saying, I want to do this for a living, I want to take this to so many different levels, and half-ass it, that ain't gonna happen. So as far as that goes, I'm going to do everything I can. But as I was saying, things do come up, and by no means am I talking about anyone in particular. So please don't. That was probably a bad segue. I'm not talking about anyone in particular at all. Don't mind the hacking in the background. That's just Miss coughs a lot. Oh no. Oh well, okay, because you're making the whole thing light up here every time you cough. I'm not kidding. It's just
my apologies.
So no, but seriously, that's how we all feel about this, man. It means that much to all of us. So if we don't show up for a show, and I shouldn't say we, I'm not talking for anyone ever. If you don't see me show up, it's something's wrong. So we'll just leave that at that. And but even when it's a situation, I mean, look at Donna. Like I said, from Hard Knocks, when we were talking about getting her on, and it was a Facebook issue where literally 45 minutes. She was supposed to be on, I think it was at 8:30 or something like that. It was 8:30 8:30 Eastern time. So it was going to get a little bit of a later start. And, on our end, we were good. Everything set. On their end, well, it's Dan and Donna from Hard Knocks. Everything was good. All set and nothing. And it was popping up. It was stating, this is a Facebook issue, try again later. So things do happen, whether it's a conflict with personal times, things come up with family, things come up with IT, things come up with Facebook. But I could guarantee you, if it's coming from me, I will do every single thing up to my last breath. I will be here. And so we will get this rescheduled because Brandon's story, just like Nicole's, man, it has got to be heard. Just like every single person who's part of My Fight or War, who's part of my Manny Vitale's Wolfpack. That's why I formed these, because I want you. I want your voices heard, and this is an outlet. So please utilize it. Please, instead of some people get so pissed because they're like, I want to talk about this, but no one will let me talk about this. And this is important to me, but no one will let me, voice my opinions on this. You can't say that anymore. Message me, come on to, my page, Manny Vitale, come on to that page. My Fight Our War, go to that page. Manny Vitale's Wolfpack, come to that page. Susie's got her own page. Susie's got her own freaking page. Wonder Dog Susie. You know what? I better watch my ass, because not only that, I'm walking by the studio and you guys saw the pictures. She's sitting in my chair. I swear to God, this morning she had my ear sets on, my earmuffs on. It's just like, she's got my ears on. She's got the ear. Next thing I know, she's got some shades going. She's leaning back. A little catnip on the side. Oh, she's gonna start her own show. Cats and catnip. Friend or foe? Friend or feline?
Good.
Fowl, waterfowl. OG didn't know that waterfowl meant stinky water. Cousin it. Oh no, thing.
Thing.
Yeah, that's things. And yes, I'm just trying to just have a little fun with you guys now, man, because if anyone did come on here, if anyone, that's a real popular way to look at it. Of course, everyone's checking in to see what's going on. But this just goes back to what I said. If I said you're going to see me at 6:30, you're going to see me at 6:30. And even if there's a cancellation or a reschedule, I still at this time slot, I said that I was going to be here and I've scheduled. So I scheduled on my end to have some fun, man, or whatever the case may be. So let's see. We don't even, we should have like an emergency set of questions that is like for a standby for situations like this. We already had the one where I asked you guys what was the longest anyone had hiccups. Hiccups. What's the longest anyone had hiccups? And we found out that Charles Osborne had hiccups for 68 years. And this was actually Googled and looked up for 68 years, man. And then, just some other silly shit that we were just, kind of having fun with. So that'd be kind of neat to have something like that we could just throw in and turn this into the Wolfpack show, when stuff like that doesn't happen. So if there's anyone out there, anybody? Tony and Carol. Carol, if you have any funny stories, if you have anything at all that you'd like to chit chat with me or Lynn about, what do you got? What do you got going on, Carol? I mean, you've got a lot of stuff going on with you, and you're always here supporting our family. So, what's going on with you and your family? Everything good? And Tony, I will be getting back to you about rescheduling. I know you're had some issues come up, but we'll schedule it. It'll be okay. You'll be here in no time, and we'll get down to Father Solanus and do all that good stuff. So we'll be seeing you soon, there, cuz. And if you got anything, Tony, that you want to chit chat about with me and Lynn, or anything else that's going on, ask away. And let's see. You got any questions for Carol? So, Carol.
Where's Carol from?
Oh yeah, where are you from, Carol? We know my cousin Tony's chit chatting from Arizona. That's another thing too that I forget to do. And I was just talking to OG before we went live about what we're going to be doing is obviously when we do have guests that come on, I want it to be as interactive as possible. Everything is whose job? Carol's job or Carol.
Everything is good. I'm busy taking care of my grandchildren. Indiana. Okay, cool.
Hello, Indiana.
Yeah.
So, and what's that? Taking care of grandkids? What do you got? Girls, boys, and how old are they? In Indiana, right? Indiana. Well, please tell your grandkids that Uncle Manny said hi from Detroit, Michigan. And then we got some little pups, little Wolfpack pups.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we should have. Oh my God, little onesies for My Fight Our War. I'm a pup supporter.
I'm a pup for the Wolfpack.
I'm a wolf poop pup. I'm a wolf poop pup. Was that 2 boys? What's that? 2 boys? 5 and 4. Oh man, that's awesome. Well, tell them Uncle Manny said hi, and wolf pups. But Carol, seriously though, man, I mean, it never fails that when we come on and we do these, scheduled or not scheduled, and with me, 90% of the time, it's not. and we can always count on you popping on. So, we joke around, we have fun, but that means more than you know. I've said that before about when I look over, and sometimes as I've said, I'm not joking around when I get involved and I get very intense in what I'm doing. I forget that there's comments. And yeah, Carol, you did not miss me and Josh. We rescheduled again, but now, and this is actually a very good thing because it's on my side. We are getting so busy with scheduling shows, and not only that, with people coming on this weekend, heading out of town, um, um, to where we're going, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
I was asked to be on Ian Bick's show. Very excited for that. So, flying out Friday, be on the show Saturday, and flying back Sunday. So, definitely looking forward to that. It'll be a new experience for me. You know, it takes me back to when OG decided to help out here and to become an admin, and just shooting the shit a little bit about what an admin does. And I'm like, I don't know, you're the admin. You tell me. Yeah, you had the title for 3 minutes now, and you're already asking questions. Yeah. So basically, I said, it's going to help out. If you're in charge of organizing everything, because besides my mad IT skills, my organizational skills are right up there with the IT skills, which mean they are zero. And my patience was right up there with both. Um,
So Carol, send me prayers for help.
you know what? I'm not even going to say she's kidding. No, man, because you guys see this through here, and I tell you what, I have a ball doing this. It's fun, and I've had people say, they said, you have such a good time doing these shows, and I do, and even the shows like earlier today, if anyone saw that, there's times where the discussion is, it goes. It's not just it's all happy and pleasantries and all that. There's a lot of good, bad, ugly that goes in any type of conversation when you're dealing with life events. When you're dealing with the shit that we're dealing with, you're dealing with everything at a very intense level, to say the least. And it was important for me not to ever lose track of that. And this was just me in my own head, going round and round about, thinking about comments that people were making about when they heard about the new podcast and the new page. And some of it was just joking around shit like, oh, you look at Mr. Big Shot here trying to get another show doing this. And it was all tongue in cheek. It was fun. And then, of course, then you get the assholes who want to run their mouths just to be assholes. And, and that's fine too, because it helps ground me and think, well, wait a minute. Am I doing this for the right reasons? Or am I getting a little bit, too big for my britches here? Is it time for a self check? And so I've been doing a lot of that. And, and that's why it was important for me today to kind of do that and share that with you guys. And as you could tell, I'm doing this for the right reasons. And I will never, ever lose focus on that, because without those reasons, which were, well, me basically dying, and then all of the other things that were part of that I didn't give a shit about, like I said, plate in the eye from gunshots, stabbed, all this other shit. And then sitting here going, yeah, well, when you, I didn't care. That's not normal. When you hear, I don't care, there's a problem. So that's why all of these events are why I started my Fight Our War. And then to add to that, the things that happened with my brother, Jerry. And, you could see, I mean, he's my brother, man. And when I said, listen to the words I'm saying about what I said to him about, Jerry, your eyes are yellow. I know. Jerry, I got to get you to the ER. No, Jerry, you're going to die. I know. I said, remember those words. Jerry died. And all these years later, here I am. Exact same words were being told to me. Manny, your eyes are yellow. I know. We got to get you to the air. Nope. Manny, you're going to die. Yeah, I know. So, it's just, and besides that, or I should say, in addition to that, we are all very blessed to still be here. Jerry's not. My little brother, Kevin Prince, is not. And other friends that I've lost, whether it's from addiction, natural death, or shootings and, stuff that has happened to me that are no longer here, I owe it to them to keep their names alive. I owe it to them to be their voice. And, I think of them a lot when I do these shows. There's times where I was about to say, there's times when you might see me drift and you're like, it's all the time. There's times you're looking in the camera and it's just like, oh, look at that. There's a wall. What? Squirrel. But what makes it interesting. And you got to admit, that's why some of you watch, because you know damn well when that goes live, you're like, what's he going to screw up this time? He's going to say hookups. What's the longest someone had for a hookup? You know what? I don't think that's such a stupid question, but I don't know how many honest answers we get. But honestly, man, when I think of those guys, I can see their faces, I can hear their voices, I hear their laughter, and that's all because they're gone.
And they would want you to enjoy them.
And and I could just imagine the comments that these guys would be saying. Seriously, you're doing this now? They're like, you're lucky we're dead, man. The stories we'd be telling about you. So, but seriously, man, it's a privilege to be able to do this. And at first, it was like, it was just this really fun, neat kind of. But there's a lot of responsibility, and there's things that I'm learning every day. And every day that I'm learning more, I'm loving doing this even more instead of being a little intimidated by it. It's like I want more and more. It's like I want to do more shows. I want to engage in more people that are doing public speaking. That is somewhere I saw that somewhere September something.
17th.
The 17th is when we're doing the first meeting, and then the speaking is what?
No, that's when you're presenting.
Oh, that's so as it gets closer, I'll let you guys know. It's at St. Michael's Church in Clinton Township. No, Sterling Heights. Sterling Heights. So those of you who would like to come out and heckle me, that will actually be my first public speaking engagement, unless something pops up before then. So you know what? Positive thinking. By that time, I'll be on my 30th public speaking engagement.
Who knows? Yes.
Yeah. I didn't say where the first 29 would be. They're going to be at the Humane Society. Sitting. I didn't say who I'd be talking to people. I just said I'd be talking.
Dogs and cats.
Dogs, cats, Wonder Dog, Susie, hey, whoever will listen, man. So, hey, just that is what it is. You gotta. The one thing that I'm trying to deal with is there's certain things we can control, certain things we can't that we can't control, and there's certain individuals that are like me. I do not like hearing no, you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't like those words. I mean, even when they're true. I mean, it's something about that it's like, well, now my favorite comeback is challenge accepted. Don't tell me I can't. Don't tell me I won't. At the end of the day, you may be right, but it's not going to be from lack of trying. And that's like all of you guys.
You can't come back
to failure. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, none of us that are part of this right now will ever be told what to do again. Because you know what? How many of all of us right now have been told, oh, you'll never be sober? When we finally push people to the limit where they say just things because they're upset. And I know I'm not alone. How many people have heard that? Oh, you'll never do this. You'll never do that. You always talk shit. It'll never happen. Challenge accepted. So right now, instead of wanting to do what I did and fire back with some pretty intense words and freaking fists and stuff, just smile with that cocky ass smile, like I'm gonna shove it in your face when I do it. But don't do it for them. Do it for yourself. And so that's my new my new philosophy on life. I was sitting there speaking with Obi-Wan, you know, who are those
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan,
Baby Yoda.
Studio One,
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, whoever, and it's just these are things that are now as challenge accepted. And it's not meant in any of a less intense way, because before it was it was met with a ton of intensity. And oh, trust me, you when you get that challenge accepted, look out, because you have all proven, I've said it before, what an elite fraternity that we are part of, that we have kicked addiction's ass, and we have dealt with the pain, suffering, and the stuff that people have never dealt with addiction, that try to say, "Oh, I know what you're feeling." No, you don't have a clue what we are feeling. But then you get the ones who try to downplay it and all that. What I keep telling those people are, you know what, you guys deal with your personal life issues, your family issues, your work issues, financial issues, and everything else in between. Guess what? So do we. Exact same thing. But on top of all that, we deal with the addiction issue 24/7, which is an intensity that you people don't have a clue about. And we deal with that on top of all the other stuff that you guys complain about. So, just remember that. And so when I say what heroes you all are, and what champions you are, and what warriors you are, it's not just because they're cute little words. It's because each and every one of you has earned that and deserve it. So that's why I call you that all the time. Some days do get really tough. They do, Carol. But then again, those days now know Carol. And there is no day that's tougher than you. Just remember that. There is no day that's tougher than you. There's nothing that's going to come up that's tougher than you. There's not a battle that you can't face. That
Survived it already.
Hmm?
She survived already.
Yeah, everything that you've survived. Just remember, Carol, challenge accepted. And you're not doing this alone. None of us are. Use the faith, whatever that faith is. Who is that? Tony. Tony, remember I made that comment. I said, I don't care what your faith is. You don't have to follow my faith. You could have faith in a dead possum's asshole. If you want to go around giving your faith to a dead possum's asshole, do it. And all of a sudden, Tony chimed in. I'm fixing to find me a dead possum's asshole and start a cult. So I love that. And see, that was said so long ago, but I remember, ask OG, I forget nothing, nothing. And, and maybe that as, with being, with the police department, with EMS, with the highwaymen, there was shit in my life that happened where I had to remember certain things, or else it could have cost me my life. So what some may look at as kind of silly, I don't. So when Tony responded with, I'm fixing, I just fixing. I'm fixing to find me a dead possum's asshole, and I'm going to start me a cult. I just love that. Another T-shirt.
Oh no! But Carol's got grandchildren to live for.
Yes, you do, Carol. And when they look at you and an example of a warrior and a champion, I mean, I don't have any kids. I don't have any grandkids. But when you see their eyes and that smile, I can't even think of anything better than that. So that's cool, man. And so what, we're gonna have a good time doing this. We're gonna have a good time with doing the other podcasts with the Wolf Pack. I still have not gotten any suggestions that anyone wants to talk about. Here, I'm getting all these comments about, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. All right, let's do it. I don't want to talk about it right now.
6 of us living here. She's got 6 people living with her.
6 in your, that's, you know what? Some people not, some might look at that as like kind of inconvenience, but you know what? That's 6 people that are such love, and that with you in there as grandma, with you in there as an example, with you in there showing them what was and what can be. Is there any better example than that? I mean, showing your grandkids that, adversity is nothing but a word, just like addiction. And man, where am I coming up with this
I
shit?
don't know. Something in the air.
I just farted, but
Oh,
see, you never know what I'm going to say. That's why she does. She just sits off camera. A lot of times I'll look over and she's like this. And then when I turn everything off, she's like, "Did you really just say?" Yeah, I did.
no boundaries.
Mm.
Cross those boundaries.
Lines were made to, was that it's okay to color outside the lines. It's okay not to agree with everybody. It's okay to have your own opinion. It's okay to be pissed off, but it's not okay to use that as an excuse to, to take it to other levels. That's all. Carol, I don't know what part are you laughing at? Let's see. We got the Tony going to find a dead possum and start a cult. Uh, skid marks. Oh, that can remind you of that meme. Going to the bathroom with.
Yeah, okay.
She'll never eat chocolate ice cream again. Now, we'll get into that one later, folks.
Yeah.
But
Things that make you go yuck.
it will make you go yuck.
That's a topic.
Oh, there you go. Things that make you go yuck. See that? The whole point of Manny Vitale's Wolfpack was for you guys to come with the things that you want to talk about. Here we are writing down, things that make you go yuck. What else we got? Oh, let's see. I don't know. We'll figure it out, man. You give me a few minutes with, this. Manny, think of something. Okay. But I do apologize again for those of you who are expecting to see Brandon pop on here. It will happen. And not only will that happen, but also his wife, Nicole, will be on as well, talking about their foundation. And, we're going to, keep the shows rolling. So for those of you who want to be a guest on the Sunday shows, that's they're going to be the primary shows are still going to be Sundays at 6:00 Eastern. But as of today, what we try to do is we try to make arrangements. Not everyone can do the scheduled time, and but their stories still need to be heard. So you just got to be flexible. So if something comes up, what's that?
Schedule another time.
Yeah, we'll just schedule it another time, man. That's all. And if something happens, we'll reschedule again. If the worst thing that happens is we have to reschedule your show a couple times, you know what? I'm having a good day. It beats getting shot, getting stabbed, organ failure. Bleeding out. Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago. So you just can't keep me down. Henry Ford's trying to kill me, but they just can't. No, they're not. They're keeping me alive, actually. That wasn't even those people, the doctors and nurses at Henry Ford did a great job on, we joke about it, but 2 Saturdays ago wasn't funny. It literally went from me getting ready to walk out of there Saturday to simply sitting down. I mean, I was up and down the stairs, 15 stairs with OTPT, walk in the hallway with OTP. They cleared me. You're good to go. Next thing you know, Doc comes in, man, I'd like to keep you just overnight. And out of the blue, I went, okay. I was like, who said that? But things happen for a reason. Because lo and behold, it was maybe 2-3 hours later, do another walk, go to the bathroom, come back, go to sit down in bed. And the only way I could describe it is it felt like I either got stabbed or like a rip in my left side of my abdomen. And it was right when I was sitting down. I yelled, man. It was like, oh shit. And the sharpness only lasted a few seconds, and that went away, but the pain lingered on, but not as intense. So I wasn't saying anything because it was one of those things. If you don't say anything, it 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 didn't happen. If you don't complain about it, it doesn't get worse. So that's the mindset I had. So as I was sitting there, I was like, oh shit. Well, then all of a sudden I started not feeling good. I started sweating. I go, oh, I just gotta lay down. So I laid down, and next thing you know, I'm like, I need the base in me. I'm gonna puke. And so I get the base, and OG's like, what's going on? And I went to move in my stomach. I was like, oh man. So let me see your stomach. I lifted up my shirt, and the left side of my abdomen was like this compared to the other side. So then she goes, what the hell? So then I went to try to sit up. And for those of you who have had bad, severe groin pulls, that left side, it literally felt like it was torn. And I was like, what the hell? And she's like, what? And I looked down. And I was like, it literally looked like, I don't know, a softball, but at least a baseball size lump in my groin, just sticking right out. I was like, what the hell's going on? So we're, of course, nurses, doctors all come in. And next, they're like, we got to get you to OR. You're bleeding internally and this. So they do a CAT scan because they got to figure out how much, where you're bleeding and everything before they go in. They come out. You know what? Good news, bad news. Good news is the bleed stopped. Bad news is your belly and groin are full of blood, and it's going to hurt like hell for the next couple of weeks. So we sit here and we're joking about it, laughing about it. But I mean, if that could have been it. Like they say, you could have died from that. And it was just like, yep, put it on the list.
Probably a surgical clip that came loose.
Oh yeah, that was another fun one. I go to see my follow up, Devin. Was it Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
I walk in there Thursday to see my PA, and there's Devin, and they do a follow up X-ray. And this is not a joke. I've never been so nervous about an X-ray. I have been cut open 45 times, but this X-ray had me so nervous because this is the same process that 2 months ago that I had happen. Surgery, had my follow-up, had an X-ray, and then when I left, they called me later on that day to inform me that the implant of the cage was pulled 50% out of my spine. So that's why they had to go in this last time to do it again. So you can see where I'm getting at here I am, feel fine, just like last time. I'm going in to have this X-ray to make sure everything's where it should be. So I'm not even joking around, which is not like me when I'm at the doctor's office. So I get in there, they do the X-ray, come back. Devin's sitting there and she's got the X-ray. And the whole time she's just there going, huh. I'm like, what the hell you mean? You share a little bit. And she's not saying anything about the graft. She's not saying anything about the plate or the screws. Instead, she's like, you got staples or clips? And yeah, she's going like this. She's like, well, you got staples in your, I go, you're asking me? And I'm like, didn't you guys do the surgery? And I go, well, not on that side. And I go, why did you something? She goes, oh yeah. And then she turned the monitor and there's these little slashes all throughout the left side of my abdomen. I'm like, what the hell is that? And she goes, they're clips. And I was like, well, for what?
Stop bleeding.
Yeah. During the surgery, I mean, they had to have 2 surgical teams go inside and move shit around and put this in and pull that out. And so that's something ripped with that, caused that. And that's what started the internal bleeding. But it was just like, here she is going, well, what is that? Don't tell me that when we are reviewing my X-ray and you still haven't told me if the graft is in place. People have a tendency to tell me shit like that. Like that time I was on a plane, which is not one of my highlights of flying. I'm not a big fan. And this was back in my drinking days. I was on a flight and it was me next to the window, lady next to me and her husband. So of course, I'm joking around the whole time, slamming some beers, having fun. And so we're flying and all of a sudden we're starting to the approach. So here we come. and we're starting to descend. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm not going like this, my ears and stuff. And all of a sudden she leans over. She goes, "You all right?" She goes, "Oh, your ears popping?" Yeah, man. And she goes, "Oh, that always happens right before you go down." Oh, right before we go down. I'm like, don't you ever say shit like that to me on a plane. How about before we land safely on the ground at the airport? Her husband is cracking up. She's like, "We gotta buy this guy another beer, man. If you fly again, will you fly with us?" Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, something else you didn't know about me, but you do now. And you thought you were gonna be watching Brandon's story
Next time.
next time. All right. Well, anything new? Anything I missed? OT said, "Wrap it up." Look, she's even get the yeah. 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 So, anyways, I do apologize again for uh, the scheduling, but it's no one's fault. It's just things happen, and it will be rescheduled. It will be taken care of, and like I said, you definitely don't want to miss it because Nicole and Brandon are just incredible people doing incredible things, and the story needs to be told, and it will be, as well as all of yours. So please, 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 if you want to be on the show, man, hit us up. Or if you know somebody that would like to be on a show that would benefit from it, please have them contact me or you contact me with their information. And also, um, I really want to push, the Wolf Pack. So please, please go to Manny Vitale's Wolf Pack. If nothing else, share it. Just to get because that's the whole point of starting this is there's so much more as far as I've said, you don't have to have a diagnosis. It doesn't have to be a name, addiction, MS, ALS, mental health issues, all that stuff. Yeah, okay. It's got a title, so we need to talk about it. I had a shitty ass day. I feel pissed off. I've this, you know, yeah, yuck. How was your day? Yuck. You know what? Let's talk about it, man. Just that's why we're here. So I really hope you guys take advantage of it. Just reach out to those that you feel would also benefit from it. So until then, folks, you guys have a great night. And thing, there it is. Have a great day, man. I love you guys and keep fighting a good fight. That's gonna be your thing now. You gotta have your